Hello, I'm Kevin High, part of the emergency medicine faculty here at Vanderbilt. We're going to focus on 5 things regarding performing intubation with a Bougee. The first, optimally positioning yourself and the patient. The second, prepping your equipment, performing progressive laryngoscopy, passing the Bougee itself, then passing the tube, and then doing a type of follow-through that we're going to show you. So 5 things in under 5 minutes. So the first thing we're going to do is talk a little bit about positioning. You don't want to be where you're looking over the patient like this, like you're looking down into a manhole. You'll know what that sweet spot is, but just take a second, and if you can manipulate the level of the patient and your relationship is same, do that. To optimally position the patient. Unless they're in C-spine precautions, get their head up in that ear to sternal notch position. Their facial plane is parallel to the ceiling. That's going to make you give you the best view of the airway. Second thing you're going to do, get your equipment ready. I'm teaching this skill on how to do this on your own. And so we're going to preload our tube onto our Bougee. What I like to do is put the tube onto the Bougee and have kind of an equal distance here and here. And then what I'll do is maybe then back it up about half as much. And then I'm going to grab the tail end and come around just like so. So that's what I'm going to end up with. And that's how I'm going to hold the tube and correctly place it. This allows me to intubate without an assistant. I can keep the laryngoscope in the patient's mouth. I can pass the Bougee and pass the tube. This is a really vital skill to be able to do this on your own without an assistant. The next thing we want to do is talk a little bit about progressive laryngoscopy. We want to progressively view structures. Look for the uvula, find the epiglottis, put the blade into the vallecula, start looking for the posterior anatomy, the posterior cartilages, the interaretinoid notch. Start looking for that little bit of glottic opening, expose the glottis, look for the cords, progressively look for structures. The next thing we're going to do, number 3, is talk about passing the Bougee itself. I try and hold the Bougee about right there in the middle. This is G'day tip. Not like that, like that. This is the end towards the patient. It's the easiest to pass in this fashion. The other thing it does is it gives you the best tactile feedback. Think of the Bougee as like a placeholder. It's going to go through the glottic, or into the glottic opening, through the cords, kind of hold our place, and then right behind it, here comes the tube. You'll have this potential space, if you will, from the bevel, the very tip of the tube over here to the Bougee. And what happens is it'll catch on that right arytenoid. If you just do a little bit of a left turn, you notice how the bevel changes, and we're able to pass it like there. So it's catching like so. We just make a little bit of a left turn. And then the last thing we're going to do is follow through. Let's do that really quickly. I'm looking for structures. I'm going to pass the Bougee. I'm passing the tube. I'm right here at the glottic opening. I'm going to make a little bit of a left turn like this. I'm going to go right to 22. And I'm going to anchor my thumb right on his maxilla. I'm going to withdraw my laryngoscope. I'm going to pull my Bougee out. Whether it's a stylet or a Bougee, I call it avoiding starting the lawnmower, where you'll have somebody that'll really rapidly and forcefully try and withdraw the Bougee or withdraw the stylet. If you have your thumb anchoring that tube, or anchoring on the maxilla and holding that tube, it'll prevent that from happening. We've covered 5 things on Bougee intubation. Let's review them.